2023 GR86 ownership. Let's talk about it. Before this car, I had a 17 GT86, which replaced a 95 BMW M3 that I had. I bought the M3 as kind of like a seat time car that I could drive on the street and kind of develop my driving skills while not beating up on my wallet. The car ended up being a little bit more of a track car than it was a daily driver. So the next step was going to cost a lot of money, and I had other cars I wanted to put money into, so I wanted to buy another kind of dual purpose street slash track car. So I bought the 17 GT86 off Carvana. It was an awesome car. I loved the handling and the steering, and quickly realized that it was a great car for what I wanted it to do. So I never really liked the engine and transmission. The engine was definitely underpowered, but it also just sounded funny. Like, I didn't really trust it. The transmission felt really fragile. I was always worried about breaking it. So I passed this dealership near my work that had one of these new GR86s out front. And at this time, I had been looking at those, but all of them were marked up way over sticker. So kind of the same as how the GR Corollas are, the Civic Type Rs. A lot of dealerships are marking them up $10,000, $15,000 over MSRP, which brings it way out of what I can afford. So I drove by it and I'm like, man, I should really check it out. I stopped by and it's like fresh off the truck, still covered in plastic. And I'm thinking to myself, it's probably an automatic. So I go up, and this is in like early December, and it's a manual transmission. So I'm like, wow, okay, sweet. So let me keep an eye on this thing. So I go out, it's got the Windows sticker on it the next couple of days, and sure enough, it's at MSRP, not asking a dealer markup or anything, a dealer adjustment. So I'm like, all right, I should really look into this thing. It's a little bit more money than what I paid for my GT86, but you know, let's check it out. So I go in there. I sell cars for a living. I sell GMC trucks, so I kind of know what you got to say to try to get a good deal if a dealership is willing to work with you. So we run the numbers, and because my interest rate was so much better on this car than when I financed the GT86, my payment per month ended up being like not much more than what the GT86 was. And this is for a brand new car with 0 miles, opposed to a 40,000 mile 6-year-old car at this point. So it was kind of a no-brainer where I'm like, all right, I should do this. This is the car, you know, this is going to be my next daily driver slash track car. So I ended up picking it up for $1,000 under MSRP because I negotiated that I was willing to do something that day. I forget what it is with all taxes and everything like that out the door, but before all the taxes and dock fees and all that, I ended up getting it for $29,000. Going into wintertime in Maine, selling a rear-wheel drive car is pretty hard, so I think the dealership just really wanted to move it because of the demographic around where I work. It's really a lot of trucks, all-wheel drive crossovers, and big SUVs. Cars don't really sell that well around this area. So one of the first things I did to the car was just some counter space garage brake pads, and my first track day was in April, I think, at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And right off the bat, I noticed the engine is much better, the transmission is much better than the GT86. It's a really capable platform out of the box. All I really have done to it was camber plates, the front brake pads, and a Cusco rear diff brace to try to keep some of the wheel hop at bay. Now I have almost 30,000 miles on it. This season I did 7 track days. All I did was change the fluid before every track day. I ran 5W40 oil, like Motul oil. I changed the diff fluid once. I changed the transmission fluid once. And it's just been an awesome daily driver. I have kind of a unique situation where I need to at least fit 2 kids in the back. I drive 80 miles a day, so I need relatively good fuel mileage, and I need the car to be cheap and easy on consumables like tires and brakes. and I really can't think of a car that I could replace this with. It just fits like everything that I need perfectly. There are certainly better cars out there, like older cars that are maybe the same value, that can do the same kind of thing that I want, but then you have to worry about old car problems with like reliability and just maintenance and upkeep. Or I could get a newer car, maybe for a similar price. Like the Mustangs and the Camaros are a great bargain, but they don't get as good fuel mileage, and they run really big tires, they run really expensive brakes. So I just think overall it'd be a way more expensive car to own and to daily drive. So yeah, I'm loving this car so far. I'm going to continue to develop the suspension and kind of stiffen up some of the bushing material all throughout. I'm really not looking to modify this thing a whole lot because I have other cars for that. This is just going to continue to be my daily driver and a car that I can bring to the track, and I can kind of keep my driving skills fresh and get tons of practice in. So keep an eye on the channel and see how things progress, and we'll see what happens. See you in the next one. Bye.
T-shirt full bed, I could go broke. These bird got me moving in slow-mo.